Yes, everyone, welcome back. It's the Red Divide. As always, my name is Mark, the United fan, and joining me, my cousin Ray, as you can see by that terrible outfit he's wearing. You guessed it, Liverpool fan. My cuz, what's going on?
Makazi, I am grand, as they say it in Ireland. Super amped that the Premier League's back. Can't wait to get watching our teams. It's international break sucks, although you get some mediocre football at times. Portugal doing all right, but like you said in one of the chats, is it actually a cup? A lot of people will debate with you that it is a trophy. In your eyes, it's a bunch of friendlies.
100%. All they did was restructure it, give it a different name, and at the end of the day, if you have the most wins, here's your trophy. So, no, it's in between the season. I'm like, geez, like, guys, and I get it. You're playing for something now in the end, which maybe turns a friendly into a little more competitive environment. But yeah, it's a friendly. It's not a World Cup. It's not a Euro. Yeah, whatever. Let's get back to the Premier League. That's all I want to see.
Indeed. So first game's already kicked off. Chelsea got a win. Enzo had a good performance, but we're not here to talk about Chelsea, are we? Although they're creeping up there, slowly creeping up the table. Some of our buddies in the fantasy group, they can be smiling. Eddie and Arnie. And who else is Chelsea?
Eddie. Chelsea. Yeah, just Eddie and Arnie.
Eddie and Arnie, yeah. So they can be happy. A nice win.
They've spent a lot of time outside the top four recently, so I think they're happy to just be in the mix again.
Indeed. So Liverpool away to the Saints. It's the start of a very difficult 11-game run, just over 30 days, playing at the Saints Stadium.
Stop, listen. Nobody's here to listen to another Liverpool game or whatever. The main reason they're here is Ruben Amorim's first game. Come on. Hey!
Ruben Amorim, start of a new era, away to Ipswich. What a fairy tale that will be if he loses his first game, right? Yes.
Look. Let me give you some info here. Kieran McKenna knows the club very well. And yeah, I don't blame him. He knows more about United than Ruben Amorim does. So he probably set up his team, very well, although he doesn't know what Amorim's going to do. None of us know what Amorim's going to do, which makes it quite interesting. We don't know what that starting 11 is going to look like. We don't know if he's going to play the 3-4-3. I imagine he will, as that's what he's done majority of his career. But maybe he wants to see what the team looks like and will play them in their most comfortable, structure, their most comfortable lineup. So I don't know. But either way, it should be interesting. But let's not forget that Kieran McKenna knows United, spent a lot of time there, one of the assistant coaches, and will be gunning to, beat us because we let him go. And he's doing so well at Ipswich, and he knows the club well. So there could be a hidden backstory here. But there's a lot of expectation. There's a lot of pressure on Amorim. Everybody wants to see what he can do. And all the rivals want to see him fail.
100%.
So it's going to be exciting, man. It's a new era, new team, new structure, new way of playing, new life for him and the team at Old Trafford. Let's see how it goes. It should be good.
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off while you're in your train of thought, but let's see what he can or what he can't do. This is the Premier League. This isn't the Portuguese league. He hasn't had a whole bunch of time to work with the players as they were in international break. So it's going to be a real test for him, although it is away to Ipswich. They're not the greatest team, although they have a lot of courage and they do play decent football. What do you reckon? What do you reckon that scoreline's going to be? Your first prediction under your new coach?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's nice to see someone with a bit of an aura about him. People are quick to knock Ten Hag and say that he was a shit coach. He's not a shit coach. It just didn't work out. He had won previously in other leagues, just like Ruben Amorim did. He went far in the Champions League. So man definitely knew what he was doing. It just, I think
he didn't have the dressing room.
Yeah, the the United environment and the structure, it's a different beast, and it's obviously also not a healthy one. So that that led to what it led to. And Amorim coming in now is very similar when you look at him and Ten Hag. Both of them did well in their own home country leagues. Both of them were revered around Europe, saying, geez, what a good coach. Look at the wonders they're working. So, yeah, that's tough to say. And I want him to do well. But when you look at the aura, you look at, he's a different guy. He's smiling. He seems to have something about him. And not to knock Ten Hag, but Ten Hag always dressed a little funky in my sort of view. And whereas Ruben just maybe has that more of that European style down versus the Dutch style maybe. And sure, they're all European, but he's got more of that Portuguese, Spanish sort of looking smart all the time, whatever. And it does give you that extra sort of look. So that's one thing. Can you bring that to the team and bring his aura, bring his whole vibe with him? I think he can. And look, he's their first coach. He's Ineos's first coach. They're not gonna mess around. If he wants to get rid of a player, I think they're gonna say, "Hey, man, we're here to support you. Cheers." And they're not going to give him a whole lot of funds apparently. So he's going to have to promote the youth, do what he can with them. So if he says, "Hey, man, I need to get rid of Rashford for argument's sake because I have a youngster in the youth team that will die for this badge," cool. Then Rashford's out, and we may see a lot of those shocks as we've spoken about before. But getting back to the game, it's a big finding out period. He's got to figure out who's who can adapt to the system. And as you mentioned, hasn't had a whole lot of time to work with the team because of the internationals. So, geez, man, away from home, Ipswich play. They don't sit back. They attack. They come at you. It doesn't matter who you are. They're going to come and try and win the game. It should be a great game. It should put us under a lot of pressure. And first game under Amorim, come on, man. I have to go for a win. 2-1 United. Let's go.
So it's 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-4, 4-3.
2-1 United.
2-1. Yeah, so you're not looking to overachieve. You're just trying to get the result, right? Obviously, with the new manager coming in, I think you hit the nail on the head that he obviously doesn't know who's who in the zoo. He hasn't had time to work with all of them. So He's obviously going to take the type of player that he likes to play in his formation that he's used to and see if they work. So I think he's got a bit of a buzz about himself and about the club. You can see he's always smiling. He's happy. He's very interactive with the players. I've actually took some time and watched a few interviews with him. He says that United is the place for him, that he was destined for the club. So he's building this huge hype up about himself and about the club, which I think the players need. They need something to believe in. So, yeah, this could be a good fit. I'm hoping it's not. But I think 2-1 is a good assessment. I think you'll probably get a result. But, yeah, I think Ipswich will be knocking on the door. And if Ruben can solidify his defense, which he's proven that, he's good defensively and tactically. So, yeah probably 2-1 is a fair assessment.
Yeah, I think it's a fair. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. And again, it could go a totally different way. It could be 2-2. It could be anything. But Amorim's going to want to impress, but he's also going to want to see the guys run, right? So one of the things he mentioned yesterday in his press conference is the fitness. United aren't running anywhere near as much as many other teams. So, with that said, they don't run back. They don't sprint back. They might jog back. And watching his training sessions, he's got the guys, as soon as you leave the ball, sprint, all of you, as fast as you can back.
Yeah.
He blows the whistle, they sprint, cool, start again. Every time you lose the ball, you're going to sprint back. So obviously it works on two things. One, you don't want to lose the ball because you don't want to sprint back. And two, when you do, you got to sprint as fast as you can and get in that habit of, sweet, it's time to work now, So basics that you normally learn at any other football club, but maybe the egos and so on just got the better of it at United, and they're just not fit enough, and they're just not running as much, really. I'm sure they're fit enough, but they're just not running enough. And that goes down to pride and professionalism and all of that. And if you can't show that, like yesterday, he said his non-negotiables. I think he had an interview with Gary Neville. I watched that, and he said his non-negotiables are hard work. Like you cannot be outworked by anyone. So you might be matched by another team because they also working their butts off. Fair enough, but you won't be outworked. You're not going to be outworked by Ipswich or the Hammers or Spurs or one of the other top teams in Liverpool, City, whatever. So it's not going to happen. So as long as you work hard, they beat you on the day with tactics, so be it. But working hard, running back, dying on that field for your team, it's non-negotiable.
Well, you're done. You've been boring me for the past 7 minutes. The real reason
You're
we are.
nodding away, highly entertained. Like, this is amazing.
It's a Portuguese art. You can have your eyes open, but you're actually falling asleep. Just pretending like you're awake.
You're using my lines here, man.
So yeah, Liverpool.
Right. If we have to.
The real reason we're here. Liverpool, my cuz, still top on the log. It's been one heck of a start to the season for us, as we already discussed in many of the episodes. But the Saints away. No, not at all. Not at all. It's all been methodical and precision, I think, to put it lightly. But the boys have worked hard for Slot. They've worked really hard to try and implement his football philosophy, which is slightly different to what Klopp had. There's more structure in terms of where the players, are set up, not taking too many risks like we used to under Klopp as well. And I think that is the main changes that we can see. Slow build up. It's not heavy metal football, which can be boring at times, but that's how you actually control the games from what I've seen. So yeah, hoping to go to the Saints, get another 3 points and not pick up any injuries. Because on Wednesday, Marcus, Real Madrid at Anfield. Oof. That's a big one.
Walk in the park for Madrid.
Yeah, they come into Anfield to get schooled. That's exactly what it is. And then straight after that is City. So, we got three big games in a week. So, yeah, I'm hoping that we walk out of the Saints game without any injuries. And then we prepare ourselves for Real. And then again, after preparing ourselves for Real, get ready for City. Because those two games are going to determine how our December and, shall I say, the run of games towards the end of the year is going to look like, and how many of the discussions on this podcast are going to turn out, which you've been waiting for so long. From the beginning of the season, you've been waiting for some good news for yourself, but the mighty Liverpool have proven you wrong. So I'm reckoning 3-1 to Liverpool against the Saints. What do you reckon?
So what you're saying is this week, these next few games, you're actually going to have to earn your spot at the top. That's awesome.
No.
That's great. Be given it to a small team. That's great. Anyway, we
beat you not. Hold on. Let me come back to you. Don't hit and run. Yeah, this isn't. This is a sparring session, not a. This isn't a Lebs where it's like a team up and then run away. This is like a sparring session right now. So we've already beat the small team Man United. We've beat Chelsea. We drew with Arsenal. So, we've already played a lot of the top teams. But now, City, everybody knows City is top. The best team in Manchester by far. And then Real, come on. No one can absolutely dispute that Real are probably the best team in Europe. They've got the most trophies for the Champions League. So that's a test in itself. You can't play that game down. But I don't want to get myself ahead of where I should be concentrating right now. Got to think about the Saints game first. Obviously, I have an eye on next week already, but hoping to win that game 3-0, 3-1 without injuries. That's my main goal, yeah. Your turn. Let's spar.
As I was saying, before I was really interrupted. in these 21 days that you had, you played seven games. You played a lot of small teams in there. But previous to that, you played the mighty United. United had an off day. But anyway, so yes, I think you're quite fortunate even now. Madrid aren't playing well. Real are not playing well. And City, as we know, are not playing well. Hence why you are top of the log and they're not. But maybe it's time for them to find their feet. Haaland to figure out what's going on. Madrid to realize that they are the giants of Europe. They have the most Champions League trophy. So maybe they catch a wake up, come to Anfield, do you guys like they did you guys in the final a couple seasons ago,
Don't remind me.
and then City actually find their feet and say, hey, this is the last spot for now until United come back, and they beat you.
United haven't been back for over 10 years. It's not going to happen anytime soon. But
you know, it's City. I'll tell you that. It's City with Liverpool.
or 20 for Arsenal. Yeah, getting close to us.
Let's not forget those sad Gunners.
Those sad Gunners, yeah, indeed. You know, some of
the Jose.
Oh yes. But you know what? You have a fair point, though. You know what I mean? Like, City have been the top team for many years, as have Real. So if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And that's just how it is. And City's been struggling a bit in the past, 3 or 4 games. Real Madrid as well have been up and down. But that's no excuse. You know, if you want to win the league, you want to win the trophies, you got to step up and you got to win. And the positive side of this is both games are at Anfield. So, you know, we can hopefully get positive results from those games. Do you know what? This is football. Anything can happen. And just before I move on to my next point, is you're saying out of the 7 games that we played, it was all small teams. I would never see United beating Leverkusen 4-0. I'd never see United beating Aston Villa. Never see United beating Chelsea. Oh, my cousin. Oh, yeah.
Aston Villa this year.
You have? With the ladies' team or the men's team?
Listen, buddy. We seem to somehow have Aston Villa's number, surprisingly.
A decent side.
Very good.
I'll probably finish above United this season.
Nah, come on. So before the weekend started, sure, we were in 13th, but we're only 4 points away from top 4. That's pretty mind-blowing.
That's correct.
That's nine places, and there's only 4 points. So all of those teams are in the mix for top 4 as the season goes on. You know, lots of speed bumps and twists and tails. So it should get really interesting. So Europe's not out of the question without a doubt for United. Top 4 is definitely not out, but will be tough.
Yeah, you know, obviously you're going through this whole new process with a new coach. That's football. You got to be in it to win it, and if you're not, you win nothing. That's just the way it is. So what do you reckon? Southampton against Liverpool. What's your score prediction?
It's a 2-0 to Liverpool.
Only 2?
Yeah, it's first game back after international break. I think a little rusty, trying to get the team together, get gelling again. You guys will comfortably beat them. I just think it won't be I don't think you'll score 4 or 5. I think it'll just be 2-0. Comfortable win.
Fair play. At least you are not thinking with your United cap for a change, which is good. So then that means we stay top of the log, right? 5 points ahead
for now.
Currently.
For now, I guess, because you're 5 points ahead, then you'll lose to City, and then you'll start losing a couple games come Christmas time during the festive season, and we look again, and all of a sudden you are third or so, second or third. Should be good.
Oh, yeah, I guess everyone needs to write their Christmas wishes to Santa, and that's your wish, right? To see Liverpool falling down the log.
Yeah. I actually misspoke. We drew with Villa. We should have won that game. We drew 0-0.
Yeah, that's why I asked you if it was your men's or your women's team, because I wasn't sure that you were correct on that one.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, great chat, my cuz. As always, been a long time coming. We only had 1 episode during the international break. Thanks everyone for watching our videos. Please like, subscribe, tell all your buddies about us. Come on, Liverpool. Let's see what Amorim can do. Check in the next episode.
Yeah, forget about those last couple of things that he said about Liverpool. Come on, United. Amorim, we're excited, brother. Let's do it. See ya.
Peace.